It started as a mystery that made Mia and Jack frustrated. Every morning, they would wake up to missing food. Half a loaf of bread gone, a piece of chicken vanished, even a few slices of cheese missing. At first, they thought they had just forgotten eating it. Then they suspected a rodent problem. But something didn't add up. There were no crumbs, no mess, just food disappearing like a ghost in the night. Determined to catch the culprit, Jack decided to set a trap. He placed a small camera in the kitchen and stayed up late, waiting. Hours passed, and just when he was about to doze off, he heard the soft creak of the fridge door. His breath hitched. He turned on the light, and there was Max, their golden retriever puppy, standing on his hind legs, carefully pulling out a slice of ham from the bottom shelf. Jack's first instinct was to scold him, but something made him stop. Max wasn't eating the food. Instead, he gently took in his mouth, his eyes full of determination, and tiptoed toward the doggy door. Jack, his heart pounding with curiosity, followed. Outside, the cool night air whispered through the trees. Max trotted across the yard, his tail wagging with purpose. Jack stayed in the shadows, watching as his puppy disappeared behind the old oak tree. Then Jack saw something that made his chest tighten. Curled up in a bed of leaves was a tiny, trembling puppy, barely skin and bones. Its fur was filthy, and its big, sad eyes shone in the moonlight. The poor thing looked too weak to even lift its head. Jack felt his throat tighten as he realized what was happening. Max had been stealing food, not out of greed, but out of love. He had been secretly feeding a helpless, abandoned puppy, making sure it didn't starve. Jack fell to his knees, emotion overwhelming him. He had misjudged Max all along. Tears welled in his eyes as he watched Max gently nudge the food toward the little one, waiting patiently as the stray weakly nibbled at it. Jack couldn't bear it any longer. He stepped forward, scooping the frail puppy into his arms. It was so light, so fragile, yet it still tried to nuzzle into his chest, as if thanking him. The next morning, when Mia woke up, she found Jack sitting on the couch, the stray puppy wrapped in a warm blanket on his lap, and Max curled up beside them, his eyes full of quiet pride. Jack told her everything, his voice breaking as he did. Mia covered her mouth, tears spilling onto her cheeks. "Oh, Max, you weren't being naughty. You were saving a life." They decided to adopt a little pup, naming him Lucky because he had found a guardian angel in Max. After a warm bath, proper food, and a trip to the vet, Lucky slowly regained his strength. Day by day, he grew healthier, his once dull eyes now shining with happiness. From that moment on, Max and Lucky were inseparable. They played together, ate together, and slept curled up next to each other. Max had saved a life, and in doing so, he had changed his family's hearts forever. Mia and Jack often looked at Max with wonder. How could such a small creature have such a big heart? They had thought they were rescuing him when they first adopted him. But in the end, it was Max who had taught them the true meaning of kindness. Because sometimes the purest love isn't spoken in words. It's shown in quiet acts of selflessness, like a puppy stealing food in the middle of the night, not for himself, but for a friend in need.